First longest COVID infection found in UK. A patient was identified as the first individual to have been infected for more than 1 year. It took the patient 505 days to die after getting the illness in 2020. An American woman in her 40s who had survived cancer and had tested positive for 335 days had previously held the record for the longest known PCR-confirmed case of COVID. Following 9 patients infected with chronic COVID, researchers from King's College London and Guy's and St Thomas's NHS Foundation Trust tracked the virus evolution over time. They all had compromised immune systems owing to organ donation, HIV, AIDS treatment or other treatments for a wide range of other diseases. The infections lasted around 10 weeks, although 2 people had it for almost a year. 2 patients have so far tested positive for an infection that has lasted for at least 412 days, one of whom may surpass the 505-day mark at the next follow-up examination. Dave Smith, a 72-year-old man from Bristol, had been diagnosed with HIV in June of last year. Patients with compromised immune systems are more susceptible to COVID infections that persist for a long time. Patients died in the newest research, and COVID may have been a factor in a third or perhaps half of those fatalities. Because the virus develops in the body while it is infected, persistent infections might be a source of novel COVID varieties. 5 of the 9 individuals had at least one of the viral mutations linked to significant illness waves, according to genetic testing. The virus from the patient who had been infected for 505 days has 10 mutations in significant variations such as alpha, gamma, and omicron. In addition to chronic infections, additional sources of novel varieties include animals that get the virus and subsequently carry it back to people. According to Snell, none of the altered viruses detected in the study's participants seemed to have propagated beyond those who were affected. And concealed infection may have occurred in 1 patient in the research, which means they tested negative for COVID PCR even if they were still infected. Even though the alpha version no longer exists in the UK, a patient who became sick with it in 2021 had a recurrence of symptoms, even though the variant had been eradicated. The patient hadn't been anywhere else in the world. According to Snell, the virus might have been hiding deep in their lungs, undetectable by nose and throat swabs.